Is Allah in the Bible? Allah is the Arabic word for God. The Arab Christians use this. But there are some non-Arab Christians who are starting to question and attack the idea that whether Allah is the name of God. They are starting to go down the road of accusing the Muslims that Allah is new, it's a fabricated name, it's a made up name, that is even a borrowed name. They're starting to accuse Muslims that this is the name of a moon god or a pagan god. This is nowhere found in the Bible. I want to clear up that not only is this the name of God, this is the God of Moses, the God of Jesus, the God of all the prophets, all those who believe in the oneness of God, the creator of the universe. This is his name. Firstly, it doesn't even matter what you call him. If we're talking about the same thing, then generally that's what it is, no matter what you may call it. Because honestly, how many gods spoke to Moses? How many gods spoke to Jesus? How many gods spoke to Abraham? How many gods spoke to his children Ishmael and Isaac? This God was the same God that went down the lineage of Ishmael to the Arabs. So even if the name's different, we're still talking about the same thing, just a different name. Honestly, how many gods made the universe? Some people accuse Muhammad ﷺ of taking the name Allah from the Pagan Arabs. The name Allah, we got to ask the question, where did the Pagan Arabs get this name from in the first place? Let's ask the question, where did the Arabs come from in the first place? These are all the children of Ishmael. And who's Ishmael the son of? Abraham. And who's the God of Abraham? Allah. Some ask, how did the descendants of Ishmael, the Arabs, become pagan then? Let's look at Isaac, the brother of Ishmael, and how his descendants, those who received revelation, started becoming a bit polytheistic and pagan. Ishmael and his descendants, the Arabs, used to be following the one God. After time, there was a lot of corruption and intercession started happening. The association of partners to God started to happen. Now, if we look at Ishmael's brother Isaac, even his descendants started doing the very same thing. In the Bible, it talks about condemning those who start to associate actual partners to God. So what happened to the descendants of Isaac happened to the descendants of Ishmael. The corruption of associations towards God. Allah was not one of these associated partners to God. He was actually the head God, and they had many different partners associated to him or besides him. And we know this because all these partners and idols are all statues. But Allah still has no statue. They still didn't make an image of him. But his daughters, yes, they had statues. They had names. They started associating it. They were all these idols. But Allah, the head of all of them, never had an image. No matter how corrupt the Arabs got, they never associated an image to the original God. That's why archaeology can never find any signs of Allah, because only the pagan gods can be found, because these are all idols. So this is why Allah is the original and only God of the children of Ishmael. And some people say Allah is a pagan moon god. Say what? The Quran makes it very clear who he is. He is the master of the universe, the creator of the universe. He refuted the idea that he is somehow part of the creation. He quite clearly said the moon, the sun, the stars are all in servitude to him, the creator. Just read the story of Abraham, the father of Ishmael, and how he refuted the idea that how the sun, the moon, the stars could be Allah. This is all in the Quran for you to read and to learn from. So what is the name that refers to God in the Bible? The name that refers to God is Elohim. So what does Elohim mean? Let's break it down. Elohim comes from the word Eloh, which means the God. Breaking down Elohim, what does the Him mean? The Im in Elohim is the royal plural that denotes majesty. Some Christians ignorantly say it means the gods, but it's not. It's just the majestic plural. Just like when the Queen addresses herself in "We are not amused," or when she says "Come before our presence." Royal plural. That's why every Bible scholar who translates it always puts down God with a capital G, so you know it refers to the one God. Not gods, but one God. This is the case in the Arabic language as well. Allah is also sometimes written down as Allahumma. Elohim, Allahumma. Elohim, Allahumma. Can you spot the difference? Can you? I said, can you? I think it's time we now compared Eloh and Allah from the Hebrew language to the Arabic language. Allah and Eloh share the same letters in the same sequence, perhaps just pronounced slightly differently, but spelt the same. Alright class, listen up. Give me an alif, give me a lam, give me a ha. What do you have? Allah. Give me an alif, give me a la, give me a ha. What do you have? Allah. Can you see the difference now? Seriously, I'm asking if you can see the difference. I can't see the difference neither, can you? No, seriously, there's no difference. Identical letters, identical semantic roots, just different pronunciations. This is basically the difference between the Arabic accent and the Hebrew accent, but no other difference. So indeed, Allah is in the Bible. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, just to finish this point, let's just go into the deeper meaning of what Illah and Allah is. In the Arabic language, we have a testimony of faith, which all Muslims say, La ilaha illallah. Now, what does this mean? Illah is God, lowercase g in the English language. Allah is God in the capital G in the English language. The Arabic language, you can pronounce it different. In the English language, it sounds the same, God and God. Illah means something worthy of worship, something you refer to, something that is of you're revering to. Now, in the testimony of faith, you say there's no God but God. It means that there's no one worthy of worship, there's no one that you should give your prayers to, but the God, the deity worthy of worship, which is why we differentiate between Illah and Allah. It's not just simply a case of saying the God, because this meaning is so vast in the Arabic language, you could take it to new measures in just explaining it. There is no one worthy of worship except the one who's worthy of worship. There is no truth out there but the truth. There is no reality but the reality. There's no creator but the creator. And there's no God but Allah, the one God.
Allah